All right, Sam, we are live. Thank you so much for taking out some time to talk with us again.
Well, Mike, thank you for having me, man. Great to be here. I guess it's
Absolutely.
been a couple years, yeah?
Yeah, the last time we spoke, I said was 2013, so it's been a nice 12 years.
Wonderful.
So yeah, but I'm glad things are going well, man. You
Yeah,
have an appearance scheduled at the Tampa Bay Comic Con on August 1st to the 3rd of 2025.
that's right.
And let's talk about that, man. I guess my first question I want to ask is like, when did you first start doing fan conventions? Do you remember?
Oh, well, I started doing personal appearances many, many years ago. I think we were doing fairs, carnivals.
That's cool.
We had our first shows, our first movies, so we'd be invited. The Catholic Church, for instance. I remember Florida,
Yeah.
right? It was, I have to think of the city, but I want to say 1981, maybe
Okay.
82. And the Catholic Church was putting on a huge fair. And anyway, so we flew there, and they even had believe it or not, back then, they had a kissing booth
Get
where
out of here.
the girls would pay to come up and kiss you on the cheek. That
Oh
was a trip. I think that's
God.
the last time I've seen a kissing booth at a fairgrounds.
The 80s, man. The 80s were wild.
Yeah, but it was yeah, it was fun. And then of course a Comic Con started out obviously small.
Yeah,
I've been
absolutely.
told they started in garages, and
Sure.
then it transitioned to motels, a room, and then a hotel to a banquet room, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
And now look at it. I mean, we're talking, well, in the States, we're talking San Diego Comic Con, where we're talking now Tampa Bay Comic Con, owned by Jeff and Dan Farr.
Yep.
Uh, and there's, the Salt Lake City Fan X is the name of theirs.
Yep.
And of course, they've also added Tampa Bay and a few
Sure.
other cities, and theirs are in excess of 100,000 as well.
It's incredible. It's such a
Yeah.
wild experience. These conventions have grown so much over the years. And Tampa Bay Comic Convention in general is just such a fun event now. They have fantastic guests, they have great panels, they have, all this great stuff lined up for their fans.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. So I guess so. I started doing them maybe a couple of maybe two or three a year, but I
Okay.
never really got a grasp of it. I knew obviously that the objective there is to facilitate the needs of the fans, have a good time, turn it into a party. But I really wanted to know I started asking a couple promoters and organizers, what do you want? What do you don't want? Well, with the actors and all that. And they just kept it clear. Basically the same thing. The fans have been saving up money for a long time. They've been rearranging their schedules to come here and meet all of you. So just make it an adventure for them, and obviously keep me happy, meaning the promoter, and,
Sure.
and let's generate as much provision as we possibly can for you and your family. And that's really what it's about. What I've learned over the years, in addition, other than the fans coming and all that excitement, getting autographs and meet and greets and photo ops and selfies and all that. I also realized really quick it's an opportunity for the fans to share their story with us, and
Yep.
we don't talk about that much, and it's mind-boggling. I mean, it really is, and you're getting the facts from them because they don't really lie. I mean,
Yeah.
they're on top of this, as you know. You run a huge
I'm
social
I'm
media.
a fan myself. I've gone to
Yeah,
many conventions. I've met many people. Like I said, I met you at a show once. So yeah, man.
yeah. So I
I
didn't
know
I
it's
didn't take
been
So I
impressive.
didn't take that lightly when the fans started sharing some of their stories with me. You hear things like, "Oh, Sam, you saved my life, 30 years ago or 40 years ago." And I listened, but I didn't. I heard, but I didn't really listen. And then it happened six or seven times where incidents really occurred where they were in, maybe one story in particular. Then I really started listening so much so that I used to carry, and I still do at times, I would carry sunglasses with me at my indoor table at a convention center because the story I'm about to hear is real coming from a fan. And it will go something like this, Mike. Say,
Sure.
Sam, when I was 13 years old, I heard this voice that told me to kill myself. So
Oh,
I went into the bedroom to actually commit suicide, right? And
whoa.
now I'm really starting to listen. Okay,
Yeah.
um, and then all of a sudden, this was back in the day when we had VHS and the big VH machines.
Sure.
And right when I was about to take my life, I heard this other voice say, "Wait a minute, put that VHS tape in of that superhero guy, that
Yeah.
Flash Gordon guy." And I put it in, Sam, and I want you to know I watched it for a few minutes, and that feeling left me about wanting to take my life. And you not only gave me hope to live and to move on, but you gave me value. And I mean, that's when
Wow.
the tears just started
Yeah.
to go because this is the real deal. This is not like, oh, you made me feel good and it changed my life and I wanted to be an actor too. No, I had something to do me, Sam J. Jones, and or my character and that role with actually saving a human being. And it just exponentially increased from there. So when he was done telling me that, and I realized while he was telling me, this is the first time that he shared this
Oh,
with,
wow.
with anybody. And then all of a sudden his wife comes up with three beautiful kids. I don't think he even shared that with her. And so then that other light bulb moment hit me, Mike, where I said, wait a minute. Not only would he not be alive, okay, but those three little kids there would not exist. I mean, it was
That's
a huge light
incredible,
bulb moment.
man.
Yeah,
That must be a really great feeling for you, man. That's
yeah,
wild.
yeah. It's true. And I've had about six or seven of those, tell me your story. So we really have to listen. I've learned even in my older age, I really need to listen as opposed to saying, yeah, 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 I had an impact on your life. No, no, no. This is serious stuff.
Wow, that's amazing, man. And what's funny is that, like, do you feel that, like, after Ted, like Ted came out, did you feel like there was like a resurgence with fans for the movie?
Sure, yeah. It also added that younger age demographic to my fan base. And even the younger crowd who had not seen Flash Gordon, this is the impact that the Queen had even on the younger generation now. They said even if they had not seen Flash Gordon, they would refer to, that superhero movie that, Queen did the soundtrack to.
You gotta
So that
love it.
you're right, it drew them in. Queen actually drew the younger generation in. And obviously Ted and Ted too.
Right.
But yeah, no, it was wonderful. And now I get grandmother, daughter, granddaughter, grandfather, son, grandson. It's
That's
great. It's
insane,
great.
man. I love it. That is such a great. I still have my Queen vinyl from all the way back then. I still
Well, have
have
I
it.
have I signed it yet?
I know that's not. That's a good thing to get signed. Maybe when I'm in Tampa.
Where are you based?
I'm in
What area?
Orlando.
Well, you're coming to
Oh yeah,
Tampa,
yeah, yeah,
Tampa Bay
absolutely.
Comic
Yeah,
Con,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm definitely coming.
Yeah, no, and I want to tell the fans, come out to Tampa Bay Comic Con. It's August 1st through the 3rd, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
And I'm assuming that it's at the big Tampa Bay Convention Center,
Oh
right? It has
yeah.
to be
Oh,
because
it's huge.
because Dan and Jeff put on a spectacular event. It really is a huge adventure, and it's not obviously it's the celebrities, um, a lot of famous people, TV, movies, but it's also a lot of vendors
Oh yeah.
bringing you. I saw your collection, Mike.
Yeah.
Action figures, comic books. Matter of fact, we have the brand new comic book that was launched by Mad Cave Studios last year, and it's a 5-year run. It's actually
Wow.
a series of two comic books. One is the brand new Flash Gordon. I
Yeah.
think we're on issue number 10 now. And then, of course, Defenders of the Earth
Yeah.
comic book
Sure.
series, which Flash Gordon, the Phantom, Mandrake the Magician,
Oh, those are
Lothar,
the best,
and
man.
yeah, yeah. I think that's all. I mean, I get them all. Yeah, I got them all in there, I'm sure. But yeah, but Dan Farr and Jeff, they put on a not just a big event, but it's a classy event. It's really classy, and they really have made an exception to really cater to the needs of the fan. And I always encourage the fans.
Sure.
There's going to be much bigger names than me there. And that means, yeah, I have lines that they're wonderful, but I mean, some lines are going to be 100, 200 plus deep. So here's the encouragement, the advice I give fans, okay? Especially we were just talking about a younger generation.
Right.
Pay a younger person to stand in line for you, okay? No, seriously, seriously. And if there's, let's say, just one of you, then you pay one person, maybe a family member or a friend, but don't stand in line for an hour, for a half hour, 2 hours. Pay somebody, and that way you can go around to the other vendors and you can buy some action figures, some comic books. And yeah, I really encourage you to do that because it'll be a better experience than having to stand in line, and then that way you don't you don't have to I don't want to say waste time, but you can shop and you can see more.
That's
If
really
that makes
smart,
sense.
man. Really
Yeah.
smart.
And it won't be expensive. Maybe instead of paying them cash, maybe you say, okay, I'll get you an autograph too for Sam J. Jones or for so and so. And yeah, I really encourage you to do that.
That's
Uh,
amazing, man. Yeah, that
and
sounds
if
like a
the
really
one
smart
time
idea.
yeah, it's necessary in line and pay somebody else to do it for you.
You know what's cool, man? I was thinking about Flash Gordon the other day, and I looked it up, and it was created back in 1934, the character.
Yeah, January of
By,
34 by Alex
yep,
Raymond. Yeah.
Alex Raymond. So that's over 90 years, dude. Why do you
90th
think
anniversary. Yeah, 90th anniversary, Mike. So that means in 10 years we're going to have
the
and
big
I'll be
one?
real, thank God, we're going to have our 100th anniversary of the creation of Flash Gordon.
It's amazing, man. I love it. I mean, when I was a kid, this movie was so important to me.
Yeah.
Why do you think this character still resonates so much with people over
Well, he
90
resonates.
years?
And it's a great question. I believe he's relevant because he's one of the few superheroes who does not have superpowers. And I think that the younger generation, it's a huge, I think it has a huge impact on the younger generation because, they're all going through probably even more so what we're going through at our age, us older guys, meaning they're going through challenges, they're going through adversity. And I think they get a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with the big DC, Marvel superheroes with the superpowers, but they go see a Marvel or DC movie and they say, well, that's cool. I'm going through a tough time, but I don't have superpowers. I don't have superhuman strength. I can't fly. I can't do this. I can't disappear. I can't create a fiery inferno. But that Sam J. Jones guy, that Flash Gordon guy, he goes through the same thing I do, adversity and challenges. And he's
That is
just a
smart.
guy. He's just a man. And he has success. And by golly, if he could do it without superpowers, then I can do it too. And I think that's a very strong message.
I love it. That's amazing, man. I completely
Yeah.
agree. So yeah, so do you have anything else coming up that you want to throw in? Do you have any other shows coming up?
Well, no, I got a movie coming up in a couple of months that we're going to start shooting. And
Talk to me about it.
we
What can you
always
tell
have
us?
primarily we have to sign a non-disclosure and a
I understand.
confidentiality
Sure,
clause.
sure.
I get it, but I'm always a firm believer in let's promote it as early as possible. But yeah, I've done that. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
That's
And
awesome.
when I'm not doing that, I don't wait by the phone, Mike.
Yeah.
I tell people I've only, of course, I do a lot of personal appearances. And I don't know if a lot of people know this. If they saw my documentary called Life After Flash, which is really cool. Again, I had another light bulb moment about 25 years ago when I found myself, or my wife found me, just waiting by the phone to ring for a job, right?
Yeah.
And I used to have this mindset of, this will preach to anybody. You don't just have to be in the movie business. No matter what, if you're a doctor or a teacher, if you're a truck driver, it doesn't matter what you are. I used to say I was locked into, oh, I'm just an actor. I'm just a movie producer. So that's it. And then one time my wife said, you've been waiting by that phone 25 years ago. You've
Sure.
been waiting by that phone for about 6 months. It's not ringing. So there's the door. Okay. You come back. Okay. When you're providing for this family. So again, that was a light bulb moment. And then I realized, okay, what have I been doing? I mean, as of right now, I've only been an actor for 47 years. Okay. I
Okay.
say only. Well, what do you mean, Sam? Well, I've been a Marine in my mind still for 53 years.
It's
So 25
amazing.
years ago, being a Marine all those years, I said, okay, let me reconnect with some of my buddies because I heard they were doing high-end security operations, right?
Sure.
Protecting people in what we call high-risk environments. So I reconnected. I got retrained up in what we call federal protective doctrine
Right.
uh, for the private sector as well. And I became a security professional. And no longer do I wait by the phone. If I'm not doing personal appearances, if I'm not making movies, I am running security operations and protecting people around the world. And I love it. I absolutely love it.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, so the mindset changed. I'm no Mike, and this everybody hearing me, especially the men, you need to put this, you need to transition and put this in your mind, especially if you're not working consistently. You have to stop saying, "Oh, I'm just an actor. Oh, I'm just a teacher. Oh, I'm just a truck driver." No, you are a working man. You are a working person, and you need to just get over yourself and stop the baby talk. And you need to go out and you need a job, especially where we have to provide. My wife also is a provider, but
Sure.
it's about provision and providing, obviously doing something that we love doing. But let's get that mindset is no, I'm a working man, I'm a working woman, and let's go out and make it happen.
I
Just that.
love it, man. That's amazing. That's so great.
Yeah.
So listen, man, I really appreciate you taking out some time. This has been wonderful. I'm glad we had a chance to chat again. And Tampa Bay Comic Convention is August 1st to the 3rd, and we're all going to be there. And it'll be great to see you again.
Yeah, you better bring your album so I can sign it. And
Oh, dude,
I
that's a
saw,
great idea.
yeah, and I saw a bunch of action figures, so you need to bring those. There's a lot of action, Flash Gordon action figures out, Funko, NECA, I mean, tons of them. But
Sure.
again, the Mad Cave Studios launched the brand new Flash Gordon comic books for 5 years, and the Defenders of the Earth comic books. And I'm doing a new comic book too. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah, it's already done. We're gonna we got to get it to a publisher. It's called Sam J. Jones Saves Bigfoot in Hollow Earth.
Holy
Okay.
shit, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, so it's completely done. We're just looking for a publisher, so we're excited about it.
Oh, Sam, you just made my day, man. That sounds awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah,
That's
Tampa
cool,
Bay
man.
Comic Con, Mike. Tampa Bay Comic Con, Tampa Bay Convention Center, August 1st through August 3rd this year.
We'll be there, brother. Thanks so much.
All right, you got it. Thank